Hello, my name is Grant Rathwell. I work as a clinical social worker at Alan Blair Cancer Center in Regina. My role on the care team is to offer counseling support and other support services to patients and family members who are coming to the Cancer Center for their care and treatment. And today I'm having a conversation with my friend Arlene about her cancer journey and how that has impacted Arlene's life and the lives of her family members as they journey together with this life-changing experience. Arlene and I have known each other for several years, and we've kept in touch along the way. And today we're going to explore in some depth some of the things that are of particular importance to Arlene and to her family. So, Arlene, you were diagnosed with cancer approximately 4 years ago.
I was diagnosed with kidney cancer, and after the surgery I was told that I was palliative, there was not much they could do for me because kidney cancer is notorious for metastasizing to other parts of your body. When I was first diagnosed with cancer, I became very proactive in finding out about my disease, what had been done to help people through it, and the fact that there was no optional treatment for me. And I was not disappointed to find out that they could not do chemo or radiation because those were things I would not invade my body with. And so I just became proactive, and I explored some options about what alternative care or treatments there were out there for cancer. I went to a clinic in the States, in Minot, where the doctor, the holistic doctor there, provided me with several treatments that included, minerals plus B17, which is one of the things that can make the cancer cells in the person's body vulnerable to your immune system. And so that was the first thing I knew I had to do, is keep my immune system strong. And I also read books on how diet can help with keeping cancer at bay. And I managed to keep the cancer at bay for 4 years. And just recently I had a visual problem. And it was through that they discovered that it had metastasized to my brain, to my lungs, and so it is now taking over my life.
And yet, Arlene, I think it's fair to say that you have always said that you're not going to let the diagnosis of cancer, characterize you.
No, absolutely not.
No. Your identity. You're still Arlene Koloski, and you've already said some very important things about some early choices that you made. You've talked about those ways of trying to keep yourself healthy and trying to prevent progression as best you can.
Well, and I asked myself right from the very beginning, what would God want me to do with this magnificent vessel that He gave me, this life that He gave me, and I sort of based it on that. I figured, I strongly believe that somewhere out there God will provide us all with the answer. But until that occurs, there's nothing more frightening than the word palliative. That it says right there, you're going to die. That was the biggest shock our family had to come to grips with, was the fact that cancer had moved into our lives and was beginning to take it over. And when they told me about a month ago that it was there was not a lot of time left. And I can feel it slowly taking over my life, but more importantly, it's taken over the lives of my family.
So Arlene, yeah, you've shared some very sensitive things with me, having to do with the effect this is having upon your family members, as well as upon you. And you've also talked about some of your absolutely important personal beliefs and values. You talked about your belief that God is there caring for you, and that must be something that is very helpful to you. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
One of the things that we believe as Christian Catholics is that the sanctity of life and how we treat this vessel that the Lord that God has given us, and so how we can make positive and not negative decisions about how we choose to live what's left of our lives. What I was shocked to hear, we have a wonderful palliative care unit in Moose Jaw, and I was shocked to find out that there is not a hospice, there's no place in Moose Jaw for people to go and that are terminally ill, where they can go and experience a quality of life until death. Because it's hard on the family, it's hard on the friends, so that it would be important to have support spiritually and emotionally and physically. I've maintained since all this started that when we're born, our bodies know how to live. It also knows how to die, and we have to let it die with dignity.
You've said that you appreciate the care that you're receiving from the palliative team here, but I think you're also saying that you want more. And can you describe the goal that you have in that regard when you mentioned a hospice? Can you say a little bit more about that?
People who are terminally ill, and we know that we're going to die. I'm speaking for myself now, where I can spend my final days, and my family would be comforted to know that I'm being taken care of in the best possible way, both spiritually, mentally, and physically. And spiritual is really important because I think we all have that question about what happens after, you know, and to know that our palliative care and it would give some comfort and relief to those caregivers that I have here who have been working. Except I said the palliative care unit's great, but my care unit sits right there, and it takes its toll on the family. I mean, my granddaughters have been coming over every morning to make sure that they eat breakfast, and my daughter's here constantly. But Wes is the one who's keeping hearth and home together, and it would help me make more positive decisions if I knew that he knew I was being cared for in the way he would care for me.
Arlene, you've used the word hospice, and you've talked about how this is a dream of yours, to see the establishment of a hospice in this community and the need that there is for that. Could you share with us what a hospice is?
I happen to found this definition of a hospice, and it's a program of active, compassionate, palliative care provided to residents for whom a cure is no longer medically possible. Energies increasingly focus on comfort and the best possible quality of life, with either letting the normal process of living and dying complete its cycle, and with the best possible quality of life. Neither hastening death, but to make the quality of the life that you have palatable to yourself and to your family. Knowing that you're being taken care of in the best possible way, in whatever your desires are, to fulfill your psychological and spiritual needs, and with professional attention by a palliative care unit, and ensure your caregivers that your care is living up to their expectations. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Our bodies know how to live when we're born. It knows how to die. We just have to give it a place where we can do that in peace and comfort.
How eloquently stated. Arlene, you've talked about your family and the care that your family members give you. Do you have dreams or hopes for family members, cherished dreams and hopes as they go forward?
Yeah, I hope and pray none of them get cancer. Mm-hmm. And I'm praying that they will find a way to prevent and cure cancer. That's my hope. Yeah. And that at a time, because Wes has taken such excellent care of me, if the time should come when he needs that same kind of care, I would be comforted to know that it's there for him. Mm-hmm. That he can have that same quality of care, because I won't be here to give it to him. And that would mean lots to me. And I know that probably lots of people feel the same way. I know we're not the only ones who've experienced this, and there's lots of spouses who've had to be the sole caregiver for a loved one who's terminally ill. And it would just be comforting. It should be comforting. It should be something that anybody who's experiencing that would be comforted to know that their caregivers, their beloved caregivers, will have a place to go. And it would be, my vision was a central place where all the things like spiritual and mental well-being could be addressed, as well as a place where you can be physically comfortable, and
but what you're describing is very important. You're talking about a holistic quality of care.
Yes. That
includes all the components that are important to people to enhance their quality of life.
At the end.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, Arlene, you have you've spoken from your heart about something that is really a cherished dream of yours, and that is to see the establishment of a hospice here in this community for the people of this community. And I can assure you that you do have much support in that dream that's held by other people as well. And I appreciate so much how you've been able to share with us this experience of yours and the great faith that you have, and your appreciation for all the things that are being done. And all I can say now is to wish you the very best as your journey continues.
Thank you.
You're waking up every day and doing everything you can to make life as good as it possibly can be, and to make a contribution for the betterment of the community. Thank you very much, Arlene.
Oh, you're very welcome. I wish you all good health.